Welcome back to Jersey Matters. It's the New Jersey fire that made headlines across the nation, as one of two buildings at the Avalon at Edgewater Complex went up in flames. Now, while nobody died, many tenants were left with just the shirts on their backs. In the wake of the tragedy, the focus shifted to the state's fire construction code, which calls for increased fire safety measures in residential dwellings, including a moratorium on lightweight wood construction. Firefighters argue those materials burn much faster, contributing to the devastation in Edgewater. Sherry Karabin has been following this story for months now, and now in her latest report, she tells us that the new code is out, and experts say it has much to be desired.
Thank you, Larry. When over 200 units at Avalon at Edgewater burned to the ground last January, displacing hundreds, fire officials and many politicians called for major changes to the state's construction code. But when it was finally unveiled in September, they say they were disappointed because it doesn't contain the fire safety improvements they were hoping for.
When are they going to start asking us, the fire service, how to build these buildings?
New Jersey Fire Prevention and Protection Association President Richard Sylvia expresses his frustration with the new 2015 Uniform Construction Code being adopted across the state. The code comes less than a year after a 5-alarm blaze wiped out one of two buildings at the Avalon at Edgewater Complex, displacing about 500 residents.
When I drove past here and what I saw, I thought the whole block, the whole neighborhood was going to go on fire. It was unbelievable.
While no one died in the January 21st fire, many residents lost pets, and some were left with just the clothes on their backs.
They were literally in and out of our facility on almost a daily basis. They were desperate. They received little or no help at all from ownership, from what they told us.
At the time of the tragedy, the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs was in the process of updating the construction code. Republican Assemblyman Scott Romana introduced a bill calling for a moratorium of up to 2 years on the use of lightweight wood construction in new multifamily developments. That's how the Edgewater Complex was built.
The powers that be in Trenton felt that all of the revisions that we were offering to try to make it safer in these lightweight wood construction homes, townhomes and that, they didn't take it into the codes, the 2015 codes. They said we were too late.
As things stand now, Sylvia says the state's standards don't exceed those laid out in the International Code Council's guidelines. But Sylvia says that's not enough. One major concern is the current 13R sprinkler systems used in 4-story multi-residential dwellings like the one in Edgewater. He says they leave portions of the building unprotected.
Basements aren't required to be sprinkled. Attics aren't required to be sprinkled. Garages are not required to be sprinkled. Concealed spaces are not required to be sprinkled. Certain size rooms, bathrooms, closets, other areas of that are not required to be sprinkled.
The fire started in voided spaces that were not, did not have access to sprinkler systems that would put these fires out inside the wall or smoke detection inside the walls that would give us an early warning.
Jersey Matters contacted Avalon Bay communities to get their take on the 2015 building code, but we didn't get a response. In the past, the company told us they would voluntarily add more sprinklers and install masonry firewalls at some of their properties currently under construction.
As a realtor and as a homeowner, I think they should go as far as they need to go where coding is concerned.
This is Sherry Karabin reporting for Jersey Matters.
All right, thank you, Sherry. When we come back, a famous restaurateur who in his spare time feeds the homeless, both their bodies and their souls. That's when Jersey Matters continues.